What's up, y'all? It's David running from Certified.com. Hope everybody's doing well. Remember to download that budget planner. We're only going to keep it up for 72 hours. I just got off a phone call, very inspiring, with the individual who is making a name for himself and already has a pretty big name in the financial industry. I'm super excited for the things that he's creating. That conversation reminded me of something like I remember the way I grew up, not having or not really knowing where my next meal was going to come from sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of the time, right? I ate over neighbors' houses a lot. When I graduated Naval Academy, I remember I used to go and spend like $400 a paycheck on groceries. I just filled my refrigerator up. And the reason why I did it was not to eat it, to be honest, because I ate out a lot. I was single. I was always partying. I ate out more than I probably should have, but I just liked the security and the feeling of being able to look in my fridge and know that I wasn't going to be hungry, right? And that's crazy, man. Like, the poverty will create the craziest feelings for you, right? It can really trap you in a mindset that limits who you are. Think about it. The reality is, I was active duty on the military. I had a government salary, right? Guaranteed no matter what. I was going to have food no matter what, right? I was going to have money that was scheduled every 2 weeks no matter what. But I still had this mentality that, hey, I don't want to lose my ability to make sure I have a meal. Crazy thoughts, man. I can't even wrap my head around it. And I got better over a portion of time. Now I fill my groceries or fill the fridge up and the refrigerator up with groceries because I got kids that eat a lot, right? I got big kids, they eat a lot. They're always in the pantry. But I'm just glad to have that ability because I didn't have that as a kid, right? I lived in a lot of places that had high crime rates, and to be honest, what we now call a food desert, I probably lived in one of those, right? I'm pretty sure that's the case, right? Like Crisco was a real thing for me back then. And now I barely fry anything. I probably fry something once per year, and I use vegetable oil or olive oil, and I digress, but it's crazy the feelings of that will linger when you grow up impoverished, right? And I know there's other people out there that know this feeling, and I'm hoping that my story helps you, right? Because there's a way out of it, right? The reality is, when we have secured our income and we know that we're going to be able to provide for ourselves and our family, having that budget and knowing that you can have a set amount that you can survive on is everything, right? Because now that you have that set amount and you see that plan, you can take that money and put that aside, right, in your emergency fund and start to invest and grow your money. The reality is we have to be better, right? This country is, to be honest, is not really set up, right, to be equal across the board. That's not how capitalism works, right? But you have to have some hacks and some tips and tricks to sort of survive. One of those things is making sure that your budget is set and you know where your groceries are going to come from and how much money you're going to spend on it. Now, we live in a society where we like to eat out a lot. I get it, right? My kids love pizza. I'm not a huge fast food person, but I understand the reasons to get fast food. Try and make it a minimal amount that you eat out. The reason why is those expenses add up over time. If you're spending $80 per week eating out, come on now, that's $320 a month. That's close to $4,000 over a year that you could have been saving, right? Even if you cut that in half, right? 3,600 cut in half is $1,800 that you can take and put into an emergency fund or take and put into your retirement. The other thing is, especially if you're single, if you're like, well, I don't really know how to cook, man, go to the dollar store, go buy you some measuring cups, go buy some cookbooks, Even if you don't go buy a cookbook, man, everybody has a phone these days. Download the app allrecipes.com and just look at their dinner ideas, right? They give you a whole grocery list, and then shop at places that are affordable. So like Aldi, Lidl, if you don't have them, Trader Joe's. Don't be willing to go over to Whole Foods and look for stuff and see if they have a deal, right? Now, Whole Foods used to be super expensive. I haven't shopped there in a while. But I buy everything in bulk because, again, I got these kids that like to eat a lot, right? So, and I'm not a small guy by any means, so I like to eat too whenever I can, and my kids aren't stealing from me as far as out my plate. So, like, we have to have a budget that works for us and works for our situation. Great ways to save money and to kick and look back and sort of cut down is by looking at things like eating out and making sure that you actually have groceries. You're less likely, right, to start to want to eat out, especially as you get older, if you know you have food in your fridge, right? Now, me, and when I was younger, I was a knucklehead, and my putting food in my fridge was not motivated by me putting uh, food in my fridge or making sure I had a meal to cook that night, because I definitely didn't know how to cook. I was cooking hamburger helper because that was the things that I knew from being a youth, right? Hamburger helper, chili dogs, hamburgers, fried chicken. That was the things that we ate, right? When we had money. But it made me understand that these things are important, right? I understand it now. I had to learn that lesson. My financial literacy and my financial life, right? My financial education really had to be accelerated once I hit the age of 23, right? When I graduated the Naval Academy, I realized, hey, it's me now, right? Not only that, I had been financially responsible for my mom, but I started paying that black tax, right? And I was happy to pay it, to be honest, right? Because my mom had given everything that she could to help me and my brother, and so I wanted to make sure that she was taken care of. Ultimately, I didn't do and it still hurts me till today. I didn't think I did a great job, right? My mom passed away at the age of 49, and to be honest, I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye, right? I'm getting a little teary-eyed from it, and it still hurts, right? The month of May just sucks for me overall because I'm reminded of everything I lost. Like, I don't get to say Happy Mother's Day to my mom. My mom didn't get to see me ever play a game in college basketball, right? When I was a college basketball player, she never saw me get to run track. She didn't even see me play in high school. The only graduation she'd been to, and I've had a lot of them, right? Between the Naval Academy, medical school, and all this other crazy crap that I've done, my mom didn't see me graduate from college. She didn't see me graduate from medical school. She died. She didn't see me graduate from residency. So it still hurts, right? And I'm not sure it's ever going to go away. The really thinking about the budgets and making sure that we are financially independent, for me, it's super important, right? Because I know I'm not unique. In that conversation with the individual from the financial industry, let me know that, because his story is similar to mine. Like, that gives me some confidence that I can make it, right? So I'm hoping this video gives you the confidence that if you aren't going to eat tonight, that if you have been wearing the same clothes over and over again and they can't be washed, or your hair looks like mine but not out of choice, it's because you can't afford a haircut. Because, man, I was there, right? I used to wear afro back in the day and be ashamed of it because I couldn't afford a haircut, right? My mom couldn't afford it. So me and my brother wore afros. Now, granted, Allen Iverson was playing back then, so he made having braids fine. So having a nappy hair was okay. And just getting a pick was crazy, right? So I want this to help you, right? I want to create a platform to help you. I want to empower you that you can see that there is a way out of your situation. There's a way through the adversity that you're in. If you persevere, that you can create the success that you want. One of those successes, and the way to do it, is by making sure you're financially independent, right? You call your own shots. So if you don't want to eat and you want to skip a meal, it's not that out of necessity, it's by your choice, right? Financial independence is the ability to make a choice about if you want to work, if you feel like doing it. It's giving you back the power. When you're poor and you grow up in the hood, I just feel powerless, right? And so I don't want you feeling the same way that I felt, because I know how bad it felt for me, right? I still struggle with it today. I deal with it constantly, and I have to snap myself out of it. The way my tie to my reality and to get me to push forward are my kids, right? And my wife. They're my light in my life right now, because I lost all of it, right? Especially growing up the way I did. So I hope that this video inspires you. I hope that you follow us. Again, it's surgified.com, right? And if you sign up and keep track, we're going to be eventually sending out a newsletter. But I am giving away budget planners, stuff that you normally pay $20 on Amazon, $10 on Amazon, or whatever, right? That we created, and I'm giving away for free for 72 hours, okay? If you are in a bad situation and you just need to reach out just to have somebody to tell your story to, and if I can help, I'll help. It may not be able to do it financially, but I'm pretty sure that I know somebody that I can connect you with. Send us an email at contact@surgified.com. I just want to help, okay? At the end of the day, I just want to help, and I want to make sure that you make it to the success that you want. Talk to you later. Peace.